the amount of space an object takes up. In other words, this is how much air is inside your bag of chips, right? Because it's all air. We know that. Okay, it's all nitrogen is what it is, for the record. Half of it is, okay? It's the amount of soda inside of a can. Or it's the amount of packing peanuts in that box that Amazon sends you, okay? This is how much stuff is in it. Okay, this has nothing to do with how much cardboard it takes to make it or how much aluminum I need for my can. This is the amount of space it takes up. Okay? We're good there. All right. The volume of any right prism, including a cylinder, is really simple. I am always going to write it like this first, because this is what all of my other formulas are based on. Volume is equal to the base times the height. This here is a capital B. Capital B, if you can remember it, you're good. Capital B means the area of the base. Okay, it doesn't mean one side. That would be the lowercase base. I know this is really confusing because, hey, a B is a B, especially with my handwriting where you guys are like, why do you always write a capital R? Okay, stuff like that happens. This is the one time I can think of in math for all of 8th grade and probably all of 9th grade where capitalization matters. Okay, this capital B means the entire area of the base. Okay, this can mean a couple different things. So how do I find the area of a rectangle? Length times. Okay, so the rectangle is length times width, right? I usually say lowercase b times h. That's fine too. What this would mean is that if I had a rectangular prism, it'd be length times width times height, because this would be the area of my base, right? What's the area of a triangle? Ooh. Base times height divided by 2. Okay, this is going to get weird because you're going to have 2 different heights on this one. Okay, but what you would do here is you would say, hey, I'm going to find the area of my triangular base. We said a triangle is base times height divided by 2. Then usually you'd give this some other name, depth or something, so you don't have 2 of the same variable. Okay, but it's still the same thing, right? I'm still multiplying by that other number. Find the area of the base, multiply by the other number. That's it. Okay? If you've forgotten that from 7th grade, I'm sorry. Like, come talk to me and I'll walk you through a few. Yes? Over here? Yeah. Okay. Base times height divided by 2 is your triangle. Length times width is your rectangle. All right. So if I'm dealing with a cylinder, what shape is my base? Circle. Yeah, it's circular. I like it. It's a circle. Okay, so if my formula is still going to stay the same, it's still capital B times H. When I transform this one, all I'm going to do is I'm going to say the area of a circle. What is the area of a circle? Did you have it? Now the circumference, we don't care about the circumference. Yes, but what's my formula for the area of one circle?
Pi equals.
Oh, I heard it.
Pi is r squared.
Pi is r squared. Okay, so if I'm rewriting that base, I would say pi r squared. That's the base. That's the same thing, just in more specific terms. Thumbs up if that makes sense. Thumbs down if I'm speaking gibberish. Okay, I have a lot of sideways. I'm sorry. Okay, after that, you multiply by the height. Okay, I'll go through this a couple times. I will definitely be talking about this. Okay, your base on any three-dimensional object that you're going to see as an 8th grader is the one that is, well, it's the one that's not a rectangle. Okay, so if I'm taking this cup, oh man, I'm gonna have to wash it. Apparently left the lid off of one of those. Okay, I take this cup and I take the handle off because then I have to deal with that, right? What shape do I have? You have it. A cylinder, right? Now, if I look at the base, it's this circle, right? If I was to punch out this base here, I could figure out how big this is. And I could just stack a bunch of those in there, right? Until it filled it up. So we're always looking for that base. Now I'm looking for, that's the one I want. Okay. Like I said, when we get practice on this, it won't be too bad. But I know that last year, this was probably an online part. So maybe 10% of us know it. Yeah. All right.
I'm not one of that.
You're not one of that 10%? All right. I'll do 2 of these. I'll leave you the third one and you'll be like, that's it. That's my hope. And if not, when we get to the homework for tonight, you'll be like, oh, now I got it. Yeah, of course. Phone vest. Okay, here we go. First thing I'm going to look for is the area of the base. What's my base here? You guys are going to say the same one like all day for the next 3 days. What was it? Yeah, the radius one, right? So my base is this circle. What's my formula for the area of a circle? Pi r squared. Good. So the base of this is going to be pi r squared. Okay, I think it's easier to do this in 2 steps. If you're one of those people who thinks it's easier to do it in 1 step, you can plug everything into this formula and be done. Just so you know. Okay, I do this in 2 steps because it's easier for me. You do the one that works for you. Okay, so pi r squared, that's the same as pi times 10 squared, which means my base is equal to, well, I know what 10 squared is. 10 times 10?
20. No, 100.
100, there we go. It's always the one I hear. They're like, yes, 20. Oh, wait, no. All right, 100 pi, that's my base. Okay, my height is the number that has nothing to do with my base. So 15.2. So in order to get my exact answer, all I do is 15.2 times 100 pi. $15.2 times 100 gives me 1,520. Though I'm a little bit off today, I'm tired. If someone wants to double check me, I would really appreciate it. 15.2 times 100. Okay, so I did have it. Okay, and then I stick a pi on the end. Okay, not too bad. Okay, if I'm going from exact to approximate, I'm going to multiply by 3.14. I cannot do that one in my head. It's going to be like 46 something. 4680, 4665. 1520 times 3.14.
45,752.
45,752. Someone give me a thumbs up if they've got that too. Okay. Now, the next thing I need, what are we talking about? What's our unit? millimeters, but then it's how many dimensions? Cubed. Okay. The way I do it does take some steps. You could plug everything into this equation. You could go, hey, pi times 10 squared times 15.2, and you'd get the same answer. Okay? It's the same thing, just slightly different. Whichever one you like is the one you should stick with for now. I like mine because it works for all of the shapes. Then I just have to say, hey, what shape is it? What's my formula? Multiply by height. How are we feeling on this? Like, I am so lost and I have no idea what's going on to like, yeah, I could maybe take the test like tomorrow.
Oh.
Okay, no test. There's not a test tomorrow. It's Saturday. I'm not giving you a test tomorrow. Okay. So like, yeah, I might need some practice. Okay. So we're definitely needing some more practice. All right. I'll do one more here. Okay. I'll leave you the third one to do, and we'll go from there. All right. The base is a shape that is not the rectangle. What's my base?
Circle.
Circle. Okay. There's a reason I'm doing this. I'll tell you in a minute. Okay. So my base is a circle. My circle formula is always pi r squared. Every time. What's my radius on this one? What was it? 8. Why don't you get 8? It says 16 on here. It's half of it. We divided by 2. Okay. I'm only looking for one of these halves. So that's 8. So I get pi is 8 squared. Sorry, pi times 8 squared. What's 8 squared? 64. Good. So I get 64 pi is my base. For the record, when I do this math for real, I only write like 2 of these things. Okay, I'm writing this all out so that you have it. If you're like, I know what 8 squared is, right? And I know my formula, you can jump right to the end. Okay? I'm being diligent. Do it your speed, your way. Okay, what's my height? 7. So now I just multiply these two numbers. 64 pi times 7. 448. 448 what's? What did we leave off? Pi. We left the pi off. Pi, and now I say inches cubed. Good. Okay. How do I go from the exact answer up here down to my approximate answer? Multiply by 3.14. Good. All right. This is another one I can't do in my head. I'm going to end up somewhere around 1,500. That's a lie. 15. Okay, you got me? 1,406.72. Like that. Cubed, because we're talking about how much space does it take up in 3 dimensions. That's why it's cubed. This says, hey, this is 3D. In other words, if I'm saying how much liquid can I fit, I should just leave all the pens out of this because I'm going to do this like 3 times today. If I say how much liquid can I fit in this cup, right, I'd have to look about the width and the depth and the height. Each direction is one of those things. Help, not help. Kind of help. So, okay. Where is it? I have a deck of cards somewhere. All right, here we go. I'll use these. I have my index cards that I normally use in my computer stand, right? If I was looking at just one of these, I'd have X and Y, right? But if it goes this way as well, I need another dimension. So I'd have X going this way, I'd have Y going this way, I'd have a Z here, right? So that's why it's the 3 dimensions. It doesn't matter what the shape actually is. It's just saying, hey, it's taking up space in 3 different directions. Okay. All right, I'm leaving you guys this third one here to try. I'm going to come around and help you out. Oh no, I gave you the decimal one. How terrible. How terrible. You guys get the decimal one.
I'm already done this.
You're already done with it because you used the calculator, right?
Yeah.
It's not too bad, right? Once you get the hang of it, it's not bad. You stole my playing card. I knew it. No, you didn't. No, you're good. You're good. I did spray the calculator, but that shouldn't be why they're dead. It is. I just didn't clear the nozzle yesterday when I finished, so I all caked on there. So it sprayed on me. I didn't realize it because it didn't affect anybody until last period.
It looked like stick or something.
I hope not, since I was wiped off my shirt. Okay, so we're gonna find the radius. Radius is halfway across. We're gonna square. Right? That's our goal. Multiply it by itself. So I find the number across, multiply by itself, and then multiply by the last digit. Okay, it looks like most of us are finishing this one up. Yeah, comes from there. All right. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to find my radius. What's my radius? 1.5. What do I do with that radius? Times it by itself. 1.5 squared? 2.25.
2.25.
And then you times that by 4, right?
Okay. I'm going to put something else right here after the 2.25, just so I don't forget it.
Oh,
Pi. Then what am I going to multiply by?
9, 4.
4. Okay, so I multiply them together, and now I get the number you were saying.
Yeah.
9 pi yards cubed. Not too bad?
Times that by 3.14.
So I go times 3.14, and I get 28.2 something, 26, 25.
Yeah. No, Mr. Law.
Give me a thumbs up. You got both those. Not too bad? Right? This isn't too crazy here. Okay? If you could find the circles from yesterday, you should be able to do this because it's only one extra step. That extra step is multiply by the height. Okay? We're good there. Moving on. We have, I'll zoom out a little bit so you can get those. Okay. We have these two shapes here. They are going to have the same radii. So this one and this one are going to be the same. And they're going to have the same height.
That makes it easier to solve the left one.
We already know how we would solve the left one, right? What I'm looking for is, what's the relationship between these volumes? In other words, if I'm looking at this side is exactly the same, it's just laid down. We don't care about that. Right? So it's got the, oops, sorry, that way. It's got the height. By the way, the height does not mean up and down. It just means perpendicular to your base. In case you were wondering. Right? If I took my cup and laid it sideways, I didn't change the shape. Okay? And the radius would be here. So in other words, how do I go from the one on the left to the one on the right? What do I have to do?
Maybe something with dividing.
Maybe something with dividing. Okay. So if I'm going from 120 to 40.
Oh, wait.
All right, you got me?
I think I noticed on both sides that if you divide both by 3, it'll like turn into the triangle.
The other one, right?
But maybe it has to do with like this side shading and not having to do with something
Yeah.
else.
You got the right idea. You have the same.
See, I don't know if you see my square, but
I got you. I got you. Did you have one? Yeah, of course. Phone best. All right. We noticed it's 1/3 of the cylinder. Okay? This leads us to two new formulas for anything that is pointy. Okay? In other words, the reason I've been saying this base times height thing is because I know I'm not supposed to teach you pyramids yet, but I don't see why not. It's the same thing. Okay? Any shape that you have that ends in a point like this, your basic formula is capital B times the height divided by 3. That's it. Some of your parents will get mad at me if I don't tell them it's this too. That's okay. It's the same thing, right? Okay. In other words, find the area of your base, multiply it by height, just like we've been doing. At the end, divide by 3. That's it. Yeah. I can in a minute, but I'm running out of time, and I want to get us through this stuff. All right. This means if I deconstruct this formula, and I'm talking specifically a cone, what is the base of a cone? That's a circle. What's my formula for circle? Pi r squared. So instead of writing base, I get pi r squared multiplied by the height divided by 3. If it's easier for you to remember 4 formulas and use them all, cool, go for that. I have no problem with that. I just like the top one because it works for everything. If it's pointy, it works for it. Okay? So if I'm looking the volume of this cone, I'm doing the same thing I did up above. I'm going to find the base. That's still pi r squared. Come on. What's my radius on this one? 5. So what is 5 squared? So I have 25 pi. That's my base. Any questions on that one? Okay. Now I multiply by my height. My height is just the other number. So my final result here is going to be 25 pi multiplied by 12. Come on. Come on. Divided by 3. Okay, don't throw that pi in there yet. Please wait on your pi's. Otherwise, you have to deal with ridiculous decimals all day long. Okay, do the pi step last, not first. Pi. So it's
100 pi.
100 pi. Give me a thumbs up if you're with them and you got 100 pi. All right. So if I wanted my approximate answer, what would I have? Multiply by 3.14. I get 314. What are we talking about in this one? So it's inches, not squared, cubed. We're dealing with 3 dimensions, it's cubed. All right, I'm sorry we didn't get through as much as I wanted to. I was hoping I could jump to your homework. However, there is this instance here. Come on. I know sometimes it's easier just to see things instead of just trust your teacher. I am speeding this up. And I'm making it silent because the music sped up is a little bit ridiculous. Okay, so we have buffering issues. Okay, we're filling up these pyramids with liquid. They have the same base as the cube. 3 of them fill it up. We have a pyramid, it's a triangle. Those are the same bases. We're going to fill up this pyramid with liquid. Here's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. It does not matter. As long as your bases match, it's 3 times as much liquid goes into a right prism as it does anything else. Now, of course, the one we're actually supposed to teach you this unit cones. Going up, there's 1, there's 2, and here's 3. Right to the top. Okay? Hopefully that helps you out. I know we have a weekend. We're going to come back Monday to spheres. Spheres are a little bit weird, but if you can do this, you can do a sphere. Okay? Your homework assignments are the cylinder and the cone one that are next in your packet, or they're on Canvas, Classkick, however you want to do them, get them knocked out. We've got like 1 week left of grades. I want to hopefully get 2 tested. I will definitely at least get the volume tested. Thank you, everybody.